Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Kate's Creative Space. I'm Kate, and in today's video, I'm really excited to share with you my latest diamond painting finish. So we are going to talk stats. I'll show you all the special drills and leftover drills and trash drills. We'll get into all of that, any concerns or exciting things I had about this piece, and just my overall thoughts. So let's get started. Okay. Let's start with our stats. This piece is called Hey Guys by Baylee Jae, and not only did it really introduce me to a great artist, but also to Baylee Jae's YouTube channel, which I have been having a lot of fun watching some of her videos, especially while working on this piece. So I will have Baylee Jae's YouTube link down below. She's a really talented artist and businesswoman. And she has a couple of diamond painting videos. It's not her main thing, but she does license with Diamond Art Club, so it's kind of a cool thing. This piece here is one of the oldest pieces that I have in my kit. I looked it up, and it was my second Diamond Art Club order is when I ordered this kit here. So it came in the older box with the older toolkit, didn't have a treasure quest card or anything like that, and it did have some older problems that I will go over with in just a minute. But let's talk the rest of the stats first. It was 29 by 20 inches or 74 by 51 centimeters. This was a square drill kit. This kit had 38 colors, 3 ABs. There were no other special drills. I think because this kit was charted before any other special drills were really a thing. I started this kit on August 4th of 2025 and finished it October 22nd of 2025. I was also working on 2 other kits. So I didn't spend every day working on it, but it was in my rotation, and it is my 17th finish from Diamond Art Club. My 26th total finish of all time, of like all-time diamond painting, and my 12th finish of 2025, which was really exciting because my goal for this year was to finish 12 kits. So I officially accomplished that goal, and I still have 2 months to spare. So that was pretty exciting. As far as the kit overall, we'll kind of pan over it and take a look. I'll point out some of my favorite things. If you notice, the background is really green, but there's so many different shades of the green that there really wasn't a ton of color blocking as far as the background goes. And there's just a lot of cool details. I love the cat. I thought the candle was really fun. This spider was my favorite thing of the whole kit. I loved him so much. And one of my favorite things about this kit was the shading in general. I love that the spider has like a shadow underneath him. The candles have cool shadows and stuff. I thought that was all really fun. This is where the majority of the color blocking from this kit came in. There was a lot of color blocking in her outfit, in her hair, her face, and her hat. In fact, I did like a jumbo row, like this wide from here up, saving her face for last. And I knocked that whole jumbo section out in like a weekend because I was practicing multi-placing. I'm normally a single placer, but I was practicing just 4 placing, and that made it go so fast. So, we'll get more into that in just a second. I want to show you the rest of the kit. These dark greens on like her hat and the leaves here were one of my favorite things. I liked adding that contrasting color of that dark green. And then, yeah, it was a fun kit. This was the part this was my last sections up here was this row. And then the very last thing I did was actually her face. But the pumpkin here was really fun. I love that she had brown eyes because I feel like brown eyes are just not as, I don't know, not as used as much as like green or blue eyes, and I have brown eyes, so maybe that's why I'm partial to it. I will say the biggest issue that I had with this kit was gapping. Now, going back to what I said, this is one of my first times like multi-placing with a 4-placer, so I don't know if the gapping was user error of me getting used to using a 4-placer, or just the fact that this is a significantly older kit than what I am used to working on. And I know that Diamond Art Club has made improvements in their grid field, in their drills, in the tightness of everything. I know that over time they have made a lot of those kinds of improvements. So it could be a mix of both of those things. I will say I multi-placed the majority of this kit, and I had no gapping in the green background at all. This green background, I mean, I just feel like it It fit together perfectly. It was so nice. I really didn't have any issues with gapping really at all. But the lighter colors, like the hat, I had a lot of gapping with that. I'm gonna maybe zoom you guys in rather than lifting it up. Like up here, you can see where I multi-placed it. It kind of drives me a little bit nuts. This is why I'm a single placer though, because I hate gapping like this. I feel like here especially you can see a lot of gapping. And I don't know if that is from me. I'm tending to think no, just because I multi-placed the background too, and I didn't have any issues with the background. Her face felt super like gappy to me. Once again, I'm going to say it one more time, then I probably won't hound on it. It could be, you know, user error from me multi-placing, but like I said, the background did not cause me this kind of problem, and I multi-placed the background as well. So some parts weren't so bad. Some parts were a little bit worse. And then her jacket here, I had a lot of gapping in here, or just like, I mean, that's all I can do to explain it, is just lots of little gapping and stuff. And you can just tell it's multi-placed. And I don't know, maybe that's something I've got to get used to with multi-placing, but since it was primarily in the browns and the skin tone colors, I'm tending to think it was just the older grid field that made it that way, if that makes sense. So, I mean, it's not a knock against the company or anything, just because this is where I see it the most, but I don't know if you can see it in camera, because I know they have made improvements. So like I said, this is one of my oldest kits that I own, and I think that's one of the reasons why I am really going to commit to working on a lot of my older kits next year, really finishing up a lot of older kits, because I don't want them to lose their appeal. I bought them all because I love their artwork, but I feel like everybody, every company, every business, everybody in the world is always trying to improve, right? So they have the perforated cover, which I really missed not having a perforated cover on this, where I could just tear it. Instead, I had to cut it. Or just the updated drills, or just the fact that this didn't have any fairy dust in it. I feel like all of those factors are because it's an older kit, and it did make it slightly less appealing to me, and I don't want to feel that way about my other kits. So I want to work on those older kits and get a lot of them wrapped up so that they don't lose their total appeal to me, if that makes sense. So on the to-do list for 2026 is doing a lot of my older kits. I'll still have some newer kits sprinkled in throughout the year, but that will be one of my big priorities. So next, let's talk drills. I kitted up in my trusty Art Dot 60 container. So I had 60 bottles, and I only needed 38. So what I did was, when I had a bag that overflowed a little bit, I just moved it into the container below it. So a couple that have no space on them were overflow from the one that was above it, which worked out really well since I had extra containers to spare. That was nice. I will show you the trash drills. Really not a ton of trash in this kit. A couple of the darker drills just had little holes in them. I don't know if you can see them. They just had little holes in them, and that's typical. I mean, that's not that big a deal. That was it. Of the whole kit, I'm not mad about it. And I had plenty of leftovers. I didn't have any drills run out. The one thing I do like to do in my post reviews is show you guys I'll show you guys the 3 special drills and where they were charted. So we'll start with 129. Back then, the special drills, anything was under 150 was an AB drill. Now this would be like at the end of the colors with AB listed on it, but for back then this was 129, and this is a pale yellow AB. This one was really pretty, and it was found, we'll show you where all this was found. It was found in the stars, in the candle, the tops of the candles. It was found over here in these little stars, and these candles over here. So that was a fun one. And then the second one was 132. And this is more of an orangey yellow AB. AB, by the way, stands for Aurora Borealis. It's just that coarse glitter coating that's on top of these drills. It makes them really stand out when you place them on a canvas. They have a little extra shine to them. That's a lot of fun. And then this was used almost always right next to the pale yellow. So they would do like a pale yellow here and a pale yellow like on top of the candle, and then down here would be the darker yellow. Same here. It's right here in this candle. It's not in the stars. The stars was just pale yellow. And then it's over here. It's in the bottom of this candle and in the bottom of this one. I was a little bummed it wasn't in the pumpkin at all, but that's okay. I get, they mostly used it for like candlelight glow, which I thought was kind of cool. And then the last AB is 141. And this is just a white AB. And I thought that was really cool. Pretty classic for most paintings to have some kind of white AB. And this one, I really barely used it at all because I saved her face for last, and that was where we found the white AB. So it's in the whites of her eyes. It's in the little white dot here of her eye. And then it is in her teeth. It's not the whole row of teeth. Zoom in again. It's not the whole row of teeth. It's just like here and here. I thought that was kind of cool. Shout out to the color that they used for her other teeth. I want to show you that one really fast because it was so cool. It's like when you pour it in your hand, you're like, that's gray. Am I diamond painting her teeth gray? Focus. Hang on. There we go. But it's such an off-white color, and when you put it in her mouth, it was like, that's perfect. I don't know. It felt so gray to me, but then when I diamond painted with it, I was like, no, that's the literal perfect color. And that's 762. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really used this color before, and I thought it was really cool. How just like an off-white can make such a big difference. So those were the special drills for the piece. Yeah, overall, I really didn't have too much to complain about with this one, with the exception of the gapping issue that I already kind of mentioned. I will say the number one disappointing part about the gapping though is just that it is so much just in her hat and face that and that's the focal point. You know, I see it. I don't know how well it translates on camera, but I see it so badly in these spots, like here, up in here. I see it so badly, which is a bummer because that's what you see when you look at this kit. In the background, there's no gapping at all. I actually didn't really even struggle with it too much in her hair. There was a couple of spots where it gapped a little bit. It was mostly those browns and those peaches of her complexion that I really struggled with. So I have heard that they also were changing their drills slowly. So like maybe the greens were slightly bigger for the grid field and they hadn't changed out the peaches and the browns yet or something like that to that effect. Courtney over at Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend's really good at knowing what the facets are in each of the drills. I just don't fully understand all of that when I look at the drills. So I'm not 100% positive, but it could very well be that like these ones were slightly smaller for the grid field and these ones were upgraded and so these ones were better. But this unfortunately is an archived kit, so it's not a problem on this kit anymore because they're not selling it anymore. But if you did want to get this one in D-Stash, just be aware it is definitely before all of the improvements that Diamond Art Club has since made. Not enough to like frustrate me from doing it though. It didn't make it a miserable experience at all. I feel like any Diamond Art Club kit that you work on is going to be really good quality, really good experience. I didn't have any issues with the glue. I didn't have any issues with anything else. So overall, I still really enjoyed the kit. Maybe I should have slowed down and single placed it, because at the end of the day, if you're going to be that picky, maybe you should single place, and that's why I do single place. So it just is what it is. Single placing by definition, you know, is a lot more precise. So no big issues with it overall, but I did want to show you guys the finish, since you kind of have seen it in my vlogs. If you're new to my channel, I do weekly vlogs where I kind of show off what I'm diamond painting throughout the week, and I give you guys clips. So since you've been seeing me talk about it for a while, I thought it would still do it justice to give it a post review, even though I don't have like tons to really say about it. I also do love showing where the special drills kind of wound up in the kit and looking at them left over. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this piece here. Hey guys, and like I said, if you are wanting to get this one, you could probably find it on a D-Stash group. Facebook has a lot of diamond painting D-Stash groups that you can look for it, or I know maybe like eBay, Macari, something like that might have them. You probably have more luck on the D-Stash group. But this one I've had in my stash for a long time, and it's kind of just been at the bottom of my list as I get new things and get excited about new things. And I was looking through my Gemsol app and I thought, no, you really loved this kit when you got it. You should work on it. And I'm really glad I did. So stay tuned for a lot of future vlogs or future videos where I am going to really focal point some of those older kits in my stash. Other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And if you liked seeing this video and like kind of me as a person or me as a talker of diamond paintings, feel free to subscribe to this channel. I am building such a great little corner of the internet and having such a great time doing it. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed seeing Hey Guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.